So there are a couple of different mechanisms or styles of integrations that you might see people use. One way that you might see or implement an integration is through a pre-built integration developed by some sort of third party, whether that's someone like technology advisors, or sometimes it's one of the companies that is one direction of the integration. So for example, the sugar and Acton integration is developed by Acton. And with a pre-built integration, you're going to see some commonly used data syncing between the two systems. So they have predefined what data they think people would want to sync between these two systems, and they're syncing that data either one direction or two directions depending on the integration. Some pre-built integrations might allow you to set additional fields to be included in the sync, like any custom fields that you have, but many of them do not. So that is one of the limitations to be aware of with any pre-built integrations, is whether or not it's going to allow you to sync any of your custom fields. But the main advantage of a pre-built integration is that it's going to be most often a lower cost and faster to implement than building a custom integration. A custom integration is essentially an integration that is being built directly to your needs. So rather than taking something generic that is generalized, it's building exactly the integration that you need between your two systems. Some reasons that you might be looking to do a custom integration would include needing to sync additional data beyond what might be included in a pre-built integration. So maybe you've got some custom tables and or some custom fields that are really key to your business processes that aren't included in any pre-built integrations. You may need to define custom integration schedules or custom integration processes. For whatever reason, the pre-built integration may not work exactly the way you want it to. Or you may need to integrate with a custom application or an application that's rare enough that there is no pre-built integration available, in which case a custom integration is obviously the only option you have there. Some examples of some pre-built integrations would include things like the Acton integration we've mentioned a couple of times, and a lot of other marketing tools, Marketo, MailChimp, and so on, have pre-built integrations between them and Sugar. And there's a lot of other pre-built integrations as well, maybe QuickBooks Online or Intercom website chatting, so all sorts of different integrations there. A lot of ERP integrations tend to be custom because a lot of times people have custom fields or custom tables that they've set up within their ERP system, and a lot of times that data is very valuable and meaningful to their business, and they want to sync that data back and forth. So while there are some pre-built ERP integrations generally tend to be more on the custom side. And pre-built integrations generally are going to be a little bit less risky and, again, less costly to implement because you're starting with kind of the wisdom of the crowd, what's already been done. But obviously you have a lot less control over that integration at that point. It's syncing that general shared commonly used data. It's not necessarily syncing the data that you want or that you need. So you may be syncing data that you're not using, fields that are just blank in your database, and you may not be syncing fields that you do actually care about. But obviously, custom integrations come at a higher cost, both in terms of implementation cost as well as a little bit of higher risk because you're building something specific to your business as opposed to something general that's being used by other people.